So things are not looking good for Bioware. Bioware obviously is the company that released Dragon Age the Veilguard, which is a video game that everybody's been talking about for the last 2 weeks or so. It's a game that's an absolute trash fire that deserves to be mocked in every way imaginable. And now they are apparently, according to Smash JT and also Fandom Pulse reporting on it, Bioware is allegedly conducting an internal investigation to find Smash JT and Endymion sources that leaked the Dragon Age the Veilguard sales data.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Now, if you guys have been living under a rock or perhaps you haven't seen the videos recently, Dragon Age the Veilguard has had a multitude of leaks. A lot of information is coming out regarding the internal conversation that's happening over at the company and the studio, and also about the sales numbers and where they fall and the potential refunds and everything like that. All these numbers are being leaked and talked about by Endymion, Smash JT, myself, a bunch of YouTubers out there. We're all talking about it. But apparently, it has gotten to the point now where they're trying to do an internal investigation in order to find who the leakers are, because now there's multiple, right? Like now it's not just one, now there's multiple, which shows to me that there is an internal conflict happening at that studio. It shows me that that studio thought that they had such a strong echo chamber that none of this would happen, and now that it actually has happened, they're all freaking out trying to find out who did it. So let's get to this article from Fandom Pulse. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So it says Bioware is allegedly conducting an internal investigation to identify both Smash JT and Endymion sources that are providing them with internal sales data about Dragon Age the Veilguard. In a recent video upload, YouTuber Smash JT shared the second source informed him that an internal investigation has been launched to determine his and Endymion's original sources that leaked Dragon Age the Veilguard's poor sales numbers. Now, I will say one thing. I would say to the leakers who are out there, I would be a little bit careful, right? I would be careful. Not that you shouldn't be leaking information, because you should, right? This is your way of fighting back against a company that absolutely doesn't give a shit about you and wants you to live in an echo chamber that you clearly don't live in. So that's number one. Number two, I would need you to be a little bit careful, because here's what I think is going to happen. This company, if they're smart, to be honest with you, which I don't think they are, but if they were, I think what they would do is they would probably give out fake information regarding the game to see who ends up actually leaking it, right? They would probably give out that information to a certain select few group of people and see who leaks it. That way they know once they see that information make the headlines from us, Smash JT and whatnot, once they see it hit the headlines, they'll know exactly who leaked it at that point. Now, whether or not they do something like that, I don't really know. Obviously, it's a lot easier said than done, but still, don't be surprised if that's what they try to do in order to sniff out the rat. Then it says Endymion originally shared that a source informed him that the game only had about 500,000 units sold. He stated, in total, what I'm told is that Veilguard may have sold overall so far anyway in the 500,000 unit range, which may sound good to some, but this is completely abysmal for a game of this level, which it is. Obviously, you guys already know the budget is well over $200 million. It's absolutely disgusting, and there's no way 500,000 units or even 1 million units is going to make their money back. There's no way in hell. Then it says that a source that affirmed that information to Smash JT, who reported the following: Dragon Age the Veilguard sales numbers are leaking out. Between Endymion and myself, I confirmed with a source that the numbers that Endymion had released are accurate. And holy crap, are they pathetically low for a very big mass-produced game. Highly touted, praised to be a classic adventure that people will love for the ages, has turned into what this stuff always does, which is woke slop that people sniffed out immediately. Shout out to McDuggets. I'm so happy he used McDuggets in the thumbnail. It's great. But again, what I will say is that Smash JT recently made a video saying that his sources have told him that Veilguard has officially surpassed 1 million units sold. And this is obviously a stark contrast to what Endymion sources are saying, which is why I said earlier in the video, be careful, right? If you're one of the leakers who are leaking information, be careful and make sure that you're not the only one that got that information, because chances are they're going to start giving out fake information to their employees one by one to see what gets out there in the press. And whatever gets out there in the press, they're going to know exactly who leaked it based off the information that was given at the time. It says later in this video, Smash JT stated the following. According to YouTuber Endymion, who cited his inside sources, the game had sold fewer than Star Wars Outlaws, with reports indicating that only around 500,000 copies had been sold so far. And after hearing that news from Endymion, I couldn't help but reach out to a source at Bioware to find out if that was true. And yes, according to them, this is confirmed to be true. About 500,000 units have sold though, and they have had plenty of returns too. Now again, I don't understand, because this is where it gets a little bit weird for me. It says that same source would then share with them that the game finally sold over 1 million units. How did it go from 500,000, right, to 1 million in just a couple of days? I highly doubt that, considering that the Steam for this game has completely run out, right? Like, this game has lost all fire, all steam. It's basically dead in the water. And for it to sell another 500,000 units, I just don't see how that's possible in just a couple of days, when it struggled to reach 500,000 in about a week or so, right? So I don't get it, which makes me think that this source is getting fake information. One of these sources is getting fake information, and Bioware is trying to sniff out the rat. But that's just my opinion. He then wrote on X, I've just been informed by my source at Bioware that they've been updated over the weekend, and Dragon Age the Veilguard has now crossed over 1 million sales. While I personally still have my doubts to this number based on surrounding circumstances, I wanted to pass off along the information in the interest of full disclosure to all. He concluded, I'd imagine that Bioware will be making a marketing push at some point soon with this information, which, by the way, we have not seen. I haven't seen any marketing push with this information, even after it came out. I don't think anybody has seen any marketing push for any sales numbers. Even the 500K number, I've seen absolutely fucking nothing. There's nothing coming from EA. There's nothing coming from Bioware. It is radio silence at the time of this filming. And it makes you wonder why that is. Metaphor ReFantazio announced 1 million sales almost immediately. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero announced 1 million sales almost immediately. All these games that actually sold, and sold very well, announced the million sales mark pretty damn quickly. Space Marine 2, same exact thing, pretty damn quick. So, and Black Myth Wukong, even though Black Myth Wukong, let's be real, was way above that number, but still, they will announce it and they will run with it as much as they possibly can the moment they hit that, because that is a massive opportunity for PR that you do not want to let go. So if you're not doing that, then it makes you wonder, why is that? Why are they not actually doing that? Something has to be wrong, right? I feel like you can deduce that by looking at all the information in front of you and thinking, yeah, something's definitely wrong if EA of all companies is not announcing a big time sales metric, even though, let's be real, we both understand that 1 million sales is not anywhere close to their budget, but still, it's a big number, and I feel like they would be running with it to try to own the chuds. Then it says that Smash JT shared details from the second source who detailed what was happening at Bioware and said some employees called for retribution against the original whistleblower. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. He added, they're far more concerned with silencing any kind of whistleblower than actually addressing the issues within the company. Oh, this is going to cause internal conflict. Everybody's going to be looking at each other like they're playing Clue, right? You're looking at each other wondering who the murderer is, even though the murderer could be right next to you the entire time. That's what's happening over at Bioware, and I'm here for it. I love it. I love when echo chambers get shattered, right? That's what I enjoy. Just like with the election winning and everything like that, and it shadows everybody's world perception of how everything's supposed to be when we all knew that wasn't the case and that they weren't the majority and blah, 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 all that stuff. Well, we're getting the same exact thing happening with Bioware. Their echo chamber has been shattered. They realize there is an enemy within their ranks, multiple enemies, and now they're calling for their heads because, let's be real, that's just how they are. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.